dinner with me while I tell you how I wrote the theme song for my favorite show. Let's go. For those of you who don't know, hi, I'm Barrios. I'm a singer, songwriter, and artist, and massive D&D fan, and I got asked to write the theme song for Dimension 20's Fantasy High junior year, and it's the coolest thing I've ever done. During COVID was probably the shittiest time of my life. I was like dealing with intense anxiety, intense depression, and it was just like a really shitty fucking time for me. I ended up finding Fantasy High on YouTube through a bunch of random compilation videos, and it literally changed my life. It is the actual reason I started playing D&D and the reason that I am even remotely mentally sound now. Still barely. I am annoying on social media and constantly comment on all of their stuff, so we have a rapport. We know each other. The more I started playing D&D, the more I started talking about it, and the people that I became friends with were interested in playing as well. And a friend of mine wanted to play, but hadn't played before. So I was like, oh, you should watch Fantasy High. It's a great intro to playing D&D. So he starts watching the show and he tells me he really likes it. And we meet up for coffee to create his D&D character for a campaign that we were playing with our friends. So we get coffee, it goes great. I get in the car to go home and I get a DM not even like an hour after talking about Fantasy High. The DM was from Dimension 20 asking if I would potentially be interested in making the theme song for a brand new show, but they didn't say which one, but I knew. This is mushroom couscous. We've got what I call cracked broccoli and then some chicken sausage that looks like dehydrated penises. So I chat with them a little bit more, and turns out it is Fantasy High junior year, and they asked if I would write the theme song for it, which naturally I obviously said yes. I was freaking the fuck out. Usually writing songs is a relatively quick and painless process, but because I cared so much about it, it took me so long to figure out what the actual song should be, because I was nervous I was gonna write a version that sucked and then everyone would hate it, including me. I ended up writing the song by myself in my bedroom, the same place that I watched the show for the very first time, which feels pretty meta to me. I ended up texting my friend who I met for coffee that day to ask if he would be interested in helping me produce it, because he's also a producer. He says yes out of the kindness of his heart, and him and his friend Matt end up helping me produce the song and make it what it is today. We send it over and the team loves it, and I feel like I'm gonna pass out because I'm like, oh my God, like the people that literally helped me through the darkest times of my life are now the people I am working with to put a song out for Fantasy High, which is the show that I'm like obsessed with. If you've already seen Fantasy High, please go watch season 3. If you haven't, go watch seasons 1 and 2 so you can watch season 3. My song, Teenage Rebellion, is the theme song for this year's show, and you can listen to it in the beginning of the show. This looks like the nastiest meal on the planet, but I'm gonna microwave it and eat it because it's leftovers. My dog is absolutely pissed at me for not making her food first. But thank you for joining me on this tiny little story time. Bye.